I'm Arjun Singla. I head the sourcing for Tradeling. Supplier contracts. I think these are, this is something which is very very important, and a lot of companies tend to ignore it when starting, when starting new or starting a new relationship with a vendor. But I personally believe this forms a very important aspect, because this then lists down everything in black and white, right? So there's no sort of gray area left in between. Pricing could vary as per if you're buying multiple products from a particular supplier, it could or could not be part of a supply contract. But what definitely could be covered is if you've got a price, it is sort of fixed for a particular period of time. So the contracts also cover that particular aspect of it. It's mutually beneficial for both the supplier and the buyer to have a contract, because at the end of the day, you can't just come up with anything random and go and expect something from a supplier or vice versa. Are there any particular cons to having a supplier contract if it is a well read out and well explained contract? Definitely a lot of things to consider before you enter in a contract. Because it's ultimately a legally binding contract. So as a buyer, you have to be careful that a supplier is not imposing unjustified terms on you, and then there are proper clauses for everything that you would want. There should be penalties for the supplier not being able to honor a purchase order, for instance, in a particular amount of time. There should be penalties on supplying damaged goods. That's also something very important, because if you receive something and which you cannot sell, so the supplier should take those products back. So yes, I mean, if you talk about having anything, if a contract is well read out and legally it's aligned with both both the parties, then I don't think so there are any cons to having a supply contract in place.